welcome to another episode of the Theater Professor vidcast. My name is Terry Dana Jakimiak II, and I am the Theater Professor, and we are continuing our series on ArtRage for the desktop. So if you are just joining us, if this is your first video from me for ArtRage for the desktop, I encourage you to go back and look at some of the other videos that we've already created and some of the things that we've already gone through. But understand that, if this is your first one, then you probably searched for something specific, and hopefully I will be able to help you out with this today. We've been moving through some tools, and we learned how to import brush packs and things like that. But today we're gonna flip it a little bit, and we're gonna play with the mirror tool that is native to ArtRage. Before we move on to that, let me say that I have generously enjoyed all of the comments that I've been receiving, and for anybody that I've been able to help with, personal emails, I hope that my replies are at least kind of helping. I try to do my best via email. It's not the easiest thing to do. On that note, within the next month, we'll be having another live webinar. And I encourage you to, if you have the time, to stop in during the live webinar. If you don't have time to actively watch it while it's going on, there will be a recording put up on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that. And if you're on the mailing list, you'll be receiving an email about that. So that's really exciting. Okay, so let's, one last thing before I continue. Don't forget to stop by the website. If you're watching this on YouTube, www.thetheaterprofessor.com. That is where I'm at. That's where all of my videos are hosted. It's also where you can join the site and receive some perks, such as brushes that I create in this one. And if you are one of the members who got a chance to use the brushes from last week, I hope they're working well for you. If you have any questions for them, like always, email me or leave me feedback on the website. Okay, so here we are. We are in ArtRage, like we always are. And not always, I hop around all over the place. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to click on the tools. And we're going to come down to paint symmetry. See it here? And we're going to click paint symmetry. And this should appear. What this essentially is doing is it's cutting our paper into 4 quadrants. And what we do in one quadrant, let's pick a fairly saturated blue. And let's just pick this right now. What we do in one quadrant happens in all 4 quadrants, right? Pretty cool. This can be used in a variety of ways, whether you're trying to create a pattern or trying to in a second, I'll show you one way you could do faces or anything that has, is mirrored left and right. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. Now there's a couple of settings that you do have control over. If we come up here to Tools, we go back down to Paint Symmetry. While it's turned on, you'll see the dialog box here has a variety of things. You can turn Paint Symmetry on and off. You can show the control. You can allow axis drag. So if I click that, that's not axis drag. Ooh, I did not know you could do that. You learn something every day. This might be axis drag. And yeah, if you hold shift, it moves in increments. So you can see I'm holding shift right now and spinning. And then if I let go, I get a free form spin. Okay. Now the way to find out if that was actually axis drag, if I unclick it, yeah, see, now when I hover, I don't get that. So that's axis drag. Again, that's Tools, Paint Symmetry, allow axis drag, and then when you hover over, you get that little circular line with an arrow at the end, and you can spin it around. Okay? What that does is, so let's do this right there. So now if I paint up here, it's in a different location. I'll do one more. Oops. Another one. Another one. Okay, so that's axis drag. It's, again, this is something that I didn't even know about. There's so many options in this program that you're bound to continue to learn things as you go, which is really kind of cool. Let's go back into tools. Let's see what else we've got in here. I'm going to turn axis drag off. Mirrored symmetry, rotational symmetry. Now this is interesting. If we click this, let me clear my layer. So this is rotational. Right? That's cool. Okay, so that's a lot of fun. Now you notice this one over here and this one over here, but there's nothing in this area. It's because I don't have an actual square. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to get a new painting and make it an actual square. Let's see here. Make it 1440 by 14. No, let's make it 700 by 700. That is a better number. And click OK. There we go. I'll come back over here and turn on the symmetry. Boom. So now, let's see what other settings we already have. We should be at, yeah, reset. So now rotational. Okay, so that's rotational symmetry. Let's go back into tools. We can set the axis angle and set the center of symmetry. So if I click that, so let's say a 25-degree angle. Okay, so that sets the axis angle. And we can also set the center of symmetry. And this is essentially your location. Right now it's dead center, and we're just going to leave it there. And we're going to undo and put that back to where it was. Now this is where it becomes really interesting. You can set the number of segments. Right now there's 4, but say you wanted to do 8. And let me clear the layer. Okay, so now, and I'm going to switch back over to mirror rather than rotational, and I'm going to grab just a pen. Whoa, that's a big pen. What preset do I have on? Oh, I don't have a preset. Let's get this one. There we go. Okay, so and you can see where this can be a ton of fun, right? And this is, you know, and so anything you do when it's on, my gloop pen, whoa, okay. Oh, it almost looks like a snowflake over here. See it here in the layers palette? It's almost like a snowflake. Snowflake. It's very pretty, actually. Okay, so let's see what else we got. So that was setting that. Let's add a symmetry axis. And I don't know what that did because I have too much paint there. It's a clear layer. Oh, that adds the symmetry axes one by one. So if I remove one, okay. So you can add and remove axes. Axes? Man, I'm not sure. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reset it back to the beginning. So we're going to set the center. Okay, center's still okay. And we'll just start here, okay? So we're in a 6 segment. And I'm just going to, and one of the cool things is you can come over and zoom in on just one segment here, right? So let's do this. I'm going to, let's see how that's looking so far. Oh, that was, oh, because it's not square. Because see how our line is like this and this? It's not going to match up perfectly. So let's switch our number of And my heat just came on. Let's remove. There we go. So let's do, actually, let's switch it back up to 8. I think 8 is really cool. The one thing you have to be careful of when you have that many segments is that you don't overdo it, because as soon as you overdo it, it starts to look like poop. So now if I go like this, let's get it all the way. There we go. Okay. And let's reduce the size of this. We're just going to go foomp, 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 doo-doo. And it's like a little chair. And I'm going to come in. We're just going to have a little fun with this. Let's add a color of red to the center. And it does, see how we're blending here? It blends in all of them like that. And then maybe we grab one of our stencils, right? So let's grab a stencil. Let's grab, there are shapes. Let's just grab, I want a small circle. I don't want big. Those are ovals. That's fine. I'll just grab, I'm very grabby. I'm going to grab this one. And then, oops, I have to remember. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. For those that are wondering, I'm on a PC. Control and taking your stylus back and forth increases and decreases your stencil. Okay. So we're going to decrease to about right there. And then what we're going to do is if I right click on it, you can invert the stencil, and that's what I want, so that I can grab I'm going to grab the roller. We're going to reduce the size of a roller. I went out of bounds. There we go. Now I'm going over it again and again to make sure. Now that's interesting. So the stencil does not... So you can see here, I'm still painting, but not in this square. Well, that's unfortunate. So that's something to be aware of, that the stencil will only hold the shape for the one that you're working on. Because if I come, so for example, if I did this and move the stencil, see there's a gap here, but nowhere else. I wish that could be changed. That's unfortunate. So I'm going to turn that off. Oops, I didn't want to undo that far. Don't you hate when you do that? When you hit undo just one too many times? Let's do this. Let's grab one of our sticker sprays. Let's see what we got. Let's grab one of the ones that I made last week. And for those of you that are members of the website, you actually have this. This is my TTP brushes. And we're going to move over here. We're just going to grab a green that's kind of a yellowy green. And we're just going to do a little bit of color here. I'm going to go into the middle. And then we're going to go a little darker green. And this is another brush that I'm working on for you guys. It's not done yet, so. I'm liking that. That's kind of fun. Now understand that when this is set up like this, if you go over the line, all of them will go over the line. Okay, so if we did a couple of these, there we go. We need a new color, like an orangey, brownish. Ooh, brown will be fine. Oh, come on. Excuse me, I apologize for that. Come over here and maybe grab our... I'm just grabbing things right now. I'm just like, let's grab this. Just make a couple of textured circles. And let me close this. And, you know, we can't live without a little bit of glitter. I don't want it in that color, though. Let's grab a nice magenta-ish. And this is the oddest looking tile ever. Come in and maybe do some smoothing of some things. Oops. There we go. Let's see. Let's grab that green right there. Just blend some stuff. Oops. Got to be careful that if you accidentally grab that, you can undo to get rid of it, but just something to be aware of. There we go. Come over here. We'll do a couple of... There we go. But you can see the possibilities with this, right? You can make tiled wallpaper with this. You can create seamless tiles. You know, there's a lot of different things that you can do just merely by playing with it. So let's come here, do that. I could do this pretty much all day if I wanted to. Now, the other way it can be used is if we go, and let's clear this. Actually, we're not going to clear it because I might keep that. I'll add a layer. And we're going to switch this. We're going to switch it to only having 2 segments. And we're going to turn off our circle. So if I come to Tools, Paint Symmetry, and turn off Show Symmetry Control. And we're going to zoom in. Now, mind you, I am horrible at human stuff. I am much better. Oh, and I should probably get an actual pencil color. I'm much better at architectural things because that's, you know, that's what I do. But I'm trying to teach myself. I should have been a costume designer. Yeah, it's that time of year. I've got the coffees. This is the point that I like to rotate my paper. There we go. And, you know, you could sit here and you could really focus on what you're drawing. And this is just a quick sketch. You know, obviously if I was doing this as an actual art piece, but you guys don't want to sit here while I hack away at an eye for 3 hours. So I'm just doing a quick, you know, you come down here. Oops. Now you get to laugh at my mouths. This is probably... And it's too high up too, because I'm in too close. But you can see my eyes are too far apart. Now, one of the things I don't know, and you guys are going to actually join me in on this, is if I take this and I grab one eye, will it move both sides? No. Okay, and that's good to know. Okay, so just be aware of that if you use the selection tool, it's only going to move one side. Now, the other way, obviously, you can do an eye is if you draw one side and then mirror image it, which that works as well. But again, these are just little things that you can sit and you can play with and see what might work for you and what might not. I've never actually done this before, so you guys are actually learning about this with me. Oh man, those eyes are so bad. This person looks like they're dead. I'm going to give him a hat. A very ugly hat. Oh God. Oh man. That's not a hat. I don't even know what that is. We need to erase it because I hate that. There we go. I really need to continue working on my drawing of people. Give me a nice skyscraper to draw, or a tree. I feel like I'm a sketch artist for like a crime scene investigation. If anybody does that, I'd love to hear about it. All right. Give this guy really, really dark middle hair. And now he looks completely ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can see how the mirror tool can be used. So what I want you to do is, when you have some time, jump on ArtRage and show me what you're doing with paint symmetry. I'm curious. What I'm more interested in, obviously, is the things that you can do with tiling or creating symmetrical buildings, those kinds of things. So if we were to take this, for example, you could create, let's see if I do, this is what happens when I forget things, because there is there we go, that's what I wanted. Boom. 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 And you can see where you could easily and very quickly draw a building. With this. So just something to think about. I love it for its architectural appeal. All right, this is a short one this week, and part of that is because I don't want to continue coughing in your ears. This whole segment's been on the mirror tool. Next week, we'll jump into something else. If there's anything specific that you want to see in ArtRage for the iPad, send me some feedback. Let me know. Either comment on the YouTube video or leave me a message at the website, www.thetheaterprofessor.com. I have a feedback, or you can leave a comment directly on the post, or if you want to, you can email me. You can find my email in a variety of places. I'm not going to say it on this because it's just really easy to find, and there's a million ways to get in contact with me. So the other things you can do is follow me on Twitter, and that's THTRProfessor, or on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/theaterprofessor. So there's a couple different ways you can find out what we're doing and keeping up with. Feel free to join in and be ready to be inundated with me trying to give you more things, whether it's another tutorial or brushes or something, because it's fun for me. I like doing this kind of stuff. If you're using the brushes from last week, I'd love to see how you're using them. And curious, if you like them or not. If you don't like them, I like to know too, because it just means that I can improve upon what I've already done. All right, that's it for this week. My name is Terry Dana Jakimiak II, and I am the Theater Professor.